to the scene first, being accompanied by the ring by AnnaLynn, Damon Windsor.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we open up with tag team action as it is Damon Windsor.
Which I believe I just heard this guy call him Windsor.
Well, he's obviously not as familiar with the talent as we are. He's a River City Wrestling announcer, but
yeah, get it right, moron. It's Damon Windsor.
He's going to be real familiar with Damon Windsor here very soon, as well as AnnaLynn, as they arrive here. And fans, if you were not here, if you did not manage to tune in last week, you'll notice that Damon Windsor is missing something. In fact, he's looking down right now. He no longer has the Revolutionary Championship around his waist. That title, that belt, now in the possession of Retro Randy Price. In fact, let's take a look back to last week to show you exactly how Damon lost that title. Here we go. Big DDT there by Randy Price, whose undefeated streak on the line against the title of the Revolutionary Championship. And AnnaLynn up on the ring there, arguing with referee James Beard. Randy Price over to try and resolve this situation to get AnnaLynn off the ring. Here comes Windsor almost colliding with AnnaLynn.
Showing chivalry is not dead.
And now an actual collision and the 3 count with the O'Connor roll. New Revolutionary Champion Randy Price, undefeated and a champion. The look on AnnaLynn's face there said it all.
Yes, and as you can tell, it's been a tumultuous week for this pairing right here. AnnaLynn and Damon Windsor have not had that revolutionary title that they were so accustomed to having. And you know that Damon Windsor... As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted there. Damon Windsor definitely on a course to get back his revolutionary title. But since that announcer, once again, that ring announcer has no idea how to announce a guy. Here, I'll do one favor for you, okay? This guy right here is a former United States champion, television champion, tag team champion in multiple organizations, a former world heavyweight champion. He is the genetic freak. He is the big bad booty daddy, Freakzilla. Holler if you hear me. Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner is in the building.
And most importantly tonight, he is the tag team partner of Damon Windsor. Makes you have to ask, has Damon Windsor found a way to compel Scott Steiner into following and joining the altar? Does this mean that Scott Steiner is the latest member of the altar, or is this just a partnership of convenience?
I think, honestly, you are completely and utterly delusional if you think Scott Steiner has any recourse to join any kind of altar. No offense to Damon Windsor whatsoever, but let's face it, Scott Steiner marches to the beat of only his drum, and that beat is quite painful for everybody that is on his receiving end. So I don't think this has anything to do with joining any altar. I think this is just simply, like you said, a tag team of circumstance. I swear, this guy's gonna interrupt me more times tonight than I can count, and it's gonna get on my last nerve.
Well, here come the former world-class tag team champions, Marshall and Ross, the Von Erichs, third-generation superstars, the longest reigning tag team champions in world-class history, and they are certainly on the quest to regain those titles back from the Era Club. But tonight, they've got to deal with the pairing of Damon Windsor and Scott Steiner, and as I am led to understand, although I do not see the disclaimer here, all of Scott Steiner's matches, as you and I know, are fought under Steiner rules, which essentially means there are no rules.
Exactly.
So I assume that the same will be true here. I don't know if it's different in the tag team scenario. I can't imagine that Steiner would want anything different.
Nope.
But I guess we'll just have to see what happens here. Von Erichs on the inside, Steiner and Windsor on the outside, alongside Ms. AnnaLynn. There does not seem to be any communication or camaraderie between Steiner and Windsor. They're just simply waiting their turn for the match to start.
Like I said, it's a tag team of circumstance. And just so that we have ourselves covered here, I'm just going to do this quickly, so please bear with me. All of Scott Steiner's matches are competed under Scott Steiner's rules. Anything he says or does is not of any convenience for us. It is strictly because he wants to, and if you've got a problem with it, you go deal with him.
All right. Disclaimer made.
Extremely made. This can get violent very, very quickly. And no offense, Damon Windsor, but please be on your toes, because I don't think you want to be on the receiving end of a Scott Steiner butt whooping.
I'm sure that neither of the Von Erichs do either, including Marshall Von Erich, who was recently on the receiving end of a fireball from Al Farrak. He has recovered from that. Thankfully, that was only a superficial wound.
You know what I was thinking actually just recently about that, by the way? Blinded by the light.
Not only is that offensive, but now we're probably going to have to pay copyright for that. Thanks, Travis.
No, that's why I dropped the octave. We're perfectly fine.
Okay. Well, the referee checking out both teams here to make sure that everybody is perfectly legal, apparently. And we're going to go over to check on Steiner, and then we will. Windsor reluctant to.
Steiner has not looked at Windsor one time in this entire minute that they have been here.
Steiner is going to allow Damon Windsor to start the match. How
Exactly.
benevolent of him.
Exactly. Allow.
And here we go. Bell sounds. We are underway. Tag team action here. And normally you would say that the team with the most experience, or the experienced member, would be the natural favorite. That would be Scott Steiner. But again, never having tagged with Damon Windsor, you can't really give the experience together, to factor that together for them. And so the Von Erichs probably favored here, although again, the random factor of Steiner and the type of matches that are allowed here in World Class might put, again, the favoritism over to his team. We just gotta wait and see how this pays out, as Windsor with a sharp blow right to the midsection, but Ross Von Erich returns, kick to the midsection and a strike to the head. Nice Irish whip here. Windsor coming off the ropes. Drop kick by Ross Von Erich, and a tag. Here comes Brother Marshall.
Well, let's go ahead, and I want to put something out here. Two caveats to that you were bringing up earlier, as we see double team Irish whip with a beautiful drop kick there.
Another one's almost like a competition here. Who has the better one? I've noticed that both the Von Erichs like to execute the drop kicks throughout the duration of these matches. It's definitely one of their signature moves, and it's almost like it's a bit of a rivalry, a natural sibling rivalry. Who can do it better?
Absolutely, but as I was saying, there's two caveats with what you were stating earlier. Yes, you've got the random factor of Damon Windsor and Scott Steiner being a team. For two things, though, this is technically River City Wrestling, so we are on their turf at the moment. So while we represent World Class, this could be contested under River City rules. That may negate Scott Steiner's random rules as we see tandem tag team offense. But you want to say that the Von Erichs, as we see the double teams continue, referee, please do your job and get one of them out of there. As we see them go for a cover here. This, I want to bring to your attention, as I said, Steiner is a multiple-time tag team champion. Knowing he has not been a tag team champion with Damon Windsor, but to say that his experience is going unnoticed, I think does a disservice to the team of Windsor and Steiner.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that the experience is going unnoticed, although I'm just saying that the cohesiveness of the team, which we've questioned since this match was announced, is the biggest factor in my mind. The Von Erichs have been regularly teaming. This is, to my knowledge, the first time Steiner and Windsor have been together. As here we go again, Ross down with the pinfall, but not even a one count, as Windsor quickly getting that shoulder up. And Damon Windsor is no stranger to tag team wrestling. He's been primarily a singles competitor for the duration of his time here in World Class, but prior to that, a very heavily established tag team competitor with a couple of different partners. Big charge into the corner there by Ross.
Nobody home, though, to answer that bell.
Of the way, and a big sidewalk slam, dropping Ross Von Erich on his back, and now it looks like the momentum has shifted as Windsor rams Ross in the corner, tags in a big bad booty daddy.
Yeah, get ready for some pain. And now we see Steiner taking over, and he's just throwing Von Erich into the corner there.
Steiner, I'm sure, envisioning many of his former partners, former opponents here, as he dishes out the violence onto Ross Von Erich. Of course, the Steiner brothers and the Von Erichs were never contemporaries when they were both at the peaks of their existence. But man, what a massive clash that would have been to see Marshall and Ross's father, Kevin, and their uncle, Kerry, take on Rick and Scott. Can you imagine what those matches would have been like?
Sure, I can imagine it, and it would simply be the Steiners dominating the Von Erichs. And I hate saying that because I am from Texas, obviously, and I would love to stay in the corner of the Von Erichs. But you're dealing with Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner, and we see, obviously, Scott Steiner still playing by his rules.
Oh, look out, big belly-to-belly suplex!
Lands it perfectly, and he's going to go right into the...
Well, he's not done. Scott Steiner not done right now. Doesn't even really want the pinfall to begin with, and that might not be the smartest move. Well, although I'm not questioning you, Scott. Please don't come up to the desk booth because I did not question you.
He's totally questioning you, Scott. I will make sure that you hear this later on, but as I was saying, you were bringing up a funny point. You think that maybe Steiner has maybe heard those whisperings before at some point, being like, what would happen if Rick and I would have taken on the Von Erich brothers? Maybe this is his way to show that even though he is the seasoned veteran here, that he can still take out the Von Erichs. He doesn't need to have a tag team partner. This is kind of showing what could have happened if they were had been a unit in their prime, as you mentioned earlier.
And Scott Steiner again dropping an elbow, going into a pinfall attempt, but then breaking it himself. And now, with the referee distracted, some double team maneuvers. Damon Windsor in, and look at that, faking the tag.
Please do me a favor. Please go tell the referee that they faked the tag. I want you to go up there right now and tell him that Scott Steiner did not tag him in. Please do that.
I really prefer to keep a...
No, you want to play by the rules.
As much as I can.
You want to play by the rules, don't you? Then why don't you go do the admirable thing? That is what you're wanting to do.
My job is to be in this seat, sir, just like yours is as well. And Damon Windsor believes his job right now is to stand on the throat of Ross Von Erich while AnnaLynn looks on in glee.
Are you going to start blaming AnnaLynn for things again?
I'm not blaming AnnaLynn for anything. I'm just noticing that she's very, very ecstatic at the fact that her team, and I guess they're now really functioning almost like a team, are on the dominant position. Steiner with an Irish whip. Big bear hug now on Ross Von Erich.
Well, just because you don't have tag team tandem offense does not mean that you can't be an effective team, as we are seeing a prime example of right now with Steiner and Windsor.
Steiner. Oh, belly! Wow, overhead belly to belly, almost dropping Ross down straight on his head. That can be a crippling move. And Steiner making sure that Marshall is not... Yeah, Marshall's losing his temper.
Yeah, you need to watch your temper there because, quite frankly, your temper does not even range on the Scott Steiner level.
And more importantly, he's not helping his brother because every time he steps in the ring illegally in that manner, the referee has to go and move him out. That allows for Steiner and Windsor to take advantage of that situation. Tag, and here comes Windsor back in.
That was a legal tag that time.
There's no question in that regard.
Still surprised that you didn't go and tell the referee that?
No, I'm very comfortable in my seat, thank you. Damon Windsor positioning Ross in the corner, now going to Irish whip into the other corner, all the way across the ring. Windsor going to perhaps charge in here, builds up the momentum and runs straight into a boot by Ross. Ross having to fight his way out, big, almost the Yakuza kick out of the corner, but Ross with the knee.
Yeah, it looks like he may have done damage to himself.
So close to his partner, his brother there, but the injury there, the referee may need to check on that because this could be an injury that could stop the match.
Well, if we're still assuming that this is competed... If this is competed under Steiner rules, injury means nothing, but in comes Marshall like a house of fire.
And this is going to mean something to Damon Windsor as Marshall Von Erich ready to take out every bit of frustration over the past few minutes.
Nothing from the kick.
Windsor not even registering it and barely registering it. The Von Erichs certainly not accustomed to dealing with people on the level of Damon Windsor and Scott Steiner as their offensive maneuvers not really having the effect they're accustomed to.
Oh, there it is.
This punch.
Okay. I don't know how smart that was, Marshall, but I mean, I guess we'll see. If it turns out in your favor, then props to you, but I still don't know about that.
Well, Steiner is down. He's not recovered up yet. Big cannonball into the corner by Marshall. And I think Marshall is simply waiting. There's the signal. Can he put Windsor down? He locks in the claw bomb.
Oh, wait, there's Steiner
from behind.
What'd I tell you?
And here comes Ross in. Ross going to dispose of Steiner.
I'm surprised that he was even able to do that, quite frankly.
And now Windsor gonna go. He's gonna try to execute the choke slam. No, Ross with the claw again. Ross with the iron claw. Marshall with the iron claw. And Marshall gonna put Windsor down on his back. Referee in for the count. And we got a 3 count. The Von Erich Supreme again. Well, the third-generation superstars with a hard-fought victory, perhaps one of the toughest of their entire career.
Oh, and look at Scott. Well, Scott there is questioning the referee.
Scott Steiner unhappy with the decision here of the referee, but I mean, there's no question.
Oh, no, bye-bye, ref.
Well, we've seen Scott Steiner definitely has a problem with people who have black and white.
Oh, remember what we said earlier?
And here we go. I guess.
And he drops him down face first.
Straight down across the face of Damon Windsor.
AnnaLynn, you might want to just wait.
Yeah,
you might want to wait, young lady.
Oh, well. It's not like she's never really listened to us before anyway. What?
No.
She just raked the face of Scott Steiner, and Steiner did not even feel it.
No, we did not. No, we did not. Oh, he dropped AnnaLynn.
AnnaLynn is down. Windsor is down. The altar has been crushed.
No
is
way.
Steiner really going to do this? Is he going to do a double Steiner recliner on the members of the altar?
Yes, he is. Oh, no.
Now look on Windsor's face. Windsor cannot pray enough.
Well, I mean, I'm normally in favor of Damon Windsor, but man, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Well, Steiner may have lost the match.
No. Technically, Steiner did not lose that match.
Steiner's team may have lost the match.
I don't even know if you can call it a team.
It's not a team anymore. There is no question of that at all.
Yeah, look, you hear that? I hear the ambulance coming right now. They got to check on AnnaLynn after that face plant.
Now you got to check on both of those individuals. Scott Steiner over and done, back to singles competition, and fans moving back to more action after we take this brief commercial break. More action still to come.